Hey Jeff, Zach, thanks for joining me.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, we are talking about foreign home buyers paying more money. Also by a side, we're seeing transaction volume drop, so this may be to some degree the high end of the market, just paying more and staying in there. But some of the data here, for the year ended in March, foreign home buyers spent 20% more on a median home versus the period before. That's according to NAR, National Association of Realtors. By comparison, domestic home buyers spent only 2% more. So pretty big magnitude of difference there. Foreign buyers paid a record high median price of 475,000, exceeding domestic buyers by roughly 80,000. Canadians bought the largest share of all foreign buyers at 13%. Chinese buyers who ranked number one the previous year bought 45% fewer homes in the past year as a yawn weekend. They ranked second this year with 11% of foreign sales. Buyers from India increased their purchases, were responsible for 10% of foreign sales. They spent around 700 million more than last year on U.S. home purchases. And they also purchased some of the most expensive homes at a median of 625,000, drawn most often to Florida and Texas. And that is another thing we are seeing with these foreign buyers. They're really concentrated in just a handful of locations, including a handful of states like Florida, California, Texas, Arizona. And they're certainly making their presence felt in a few markets like Hollywood Hills and Venice Beach. Your guys' thoughts as we're seeing foreign buyers change a little bit here?
Oh, look, I think that what you're seeing is there's always been a big push with foreign buyers into real estate, into tangible assets. So we've always known that the amount or the level of return that they have to earn is also usually a lower amount or a lower return than most domestic buyers. So anything 0 to 5%, and even 0% because it's not negative, is still a positive return for these investors, and they're willing to overpay for those levels of return, those levels of safety that they're not necessarily getting, and that domestic buyers wouldn't take. Um, you also have to figure in tax rates, right? So you get tax benefits in America that you don't necessarily get in other countries. Tax rates, nominal tax rates in other countries can be 50 to 70%. Whereas if they park the money here, they might be paying 20% more, but they're also paying taxes at 30, 20%. So they're saving all of that additional money that they would otherwise lose, which means they can overpay. They have that extra capital. Uh, um, sure, there's a lot of other things that kind of go into it, but it really, I think, has to do with a currency disparity, in terms of and a tax disparity between a domestic and a foreign buyer.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit where I was going to go is really the difference in the value of the dollar compared to the rest of the world. You got stability, you've got the ability where people who are specifically, like China, where they've got a failing economy. It's due to overbuilt homes and real estate, et cetera. They put money into those properties and they're not just seeing returns. They may never see those dollars ever come back again. Whereas they can buy a really nice house or really nice property in America, put it on Airbnb or Verbo or any of the rest of those, and maybe it's a small return, but it's still a return and it's still creating value. I'd also say the other side is, I know specifically related to like Canada, the tax benefits of owning real estate here compared to investing in real estate properties in Canada is a big tax advantage. I mean, I used
Hmm.
to have Canadian clients when I was in the banking side that wouldn't put any of their dollars in Canada. They sold everything that they had owned at one point just to move the dollars into the United States because the monetary differences, but the taxable or tax liability differences as well.
Yeah, and I know that the Canadian buyers contributed to the higher price, and they seem to be focusing a lot on kind of resort areas, particularly your neck of the woods, Jeff, around Florida.
Yeah.
I can understand if I was in Canada, I might want a warmer spot as an option to hang out in. Um, you know, I think this partly just goes to the strength of the U.S. real estate market that, it is one of the better markets to invest in. But currency exchange rates are certainly going to play a big part in that, unlike with U.S. participants.
Well, I think the other side too is, when it is a numbers game, but it's also a numbers game related to demographics, right? you got foreign investors coming from these areas that are maybe aged, getting a little older, and so they're looking for quality of healthcare as well. So for these people to come in and spend 6 months a year, if they are, or either strictly invest or spend a couple months a year and get better healthcare, they're willing to put their money here and come be here for a little while to get all of those perks.
Okay, well, appreciate the insights, guys. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Visit our website, selectfincap.com. Subscribe for a look at exclusive real estate investment opportunities, and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.